Good morning, everyone, or good evening, or good night, depending on where you are, where you're tuning in from. Welcome to another Twister Cup stream. This time we are streaming day 2 of the final stage for the NA server, and have we got a matchup for you. It is definitely going to be promising. I'll take away the preview so that you can see it. This is what we have. It is not updated as it should have been. Rain is actually through to the grand finals, and that means that we see Purple versus McAllen today, and the winner of that versus Primal. And after tonight, we will know who is going to meet Rain in the grand finals tomorrow. So that is the matchup that we have tonight. We have best of 7 Purple versus McAllen, and then a best of 9 of the winner of that versus Primal. So it's going to be intensive. It's going to be at least 2 hours long. If the crates work as intended, if the timers work as intended, I should say, then you should definitely get 4 crates for this, for watching this, if you watch through the portal, that is. And as I basically said, I will make sure to stream at least 2 hours, regardless of how the games go and how fast or how slow how long they take. So keep that in mind. Be patient. Know that rewards will be credited after the stream has ended. So even if all the 4 crates have been sort of like added, you will only actually get them after the stream has ended, and it can take anywhere from 15 minutes to a couple of hours. So please be patient regarding that. If you don't have it in the morning when you wake up, then by all means start tagging people with "I haven't gotten any." But until then, please be patient. Like I said, you do have to watch it through the portal in order for that to work. And basically that's it. The instructions are relatively simple. Make sure you are logged in on the portal, because otherwise it can't work either. And that is basically it. So now we are waiting for YouTube to catch up to the fact that I'm actually streaming, so that I can actually start the stream on YouTube. We still have about a minute of that to go before it actually happens, and then we have a few minutes to wait until we actually get the room invite and can focus on some competitive gameplay. Now I have some replays lined up, but I'm also prepared to see if I can actually play a little bit in between the rounds, but it all depends on how fast or how slow the battles go, because we had a 4-0 victory in the lower bracket in the best of 7 earlier today, and that meant that I had about 45 minutes before I had to get ready for the next room invite, and I decided to not fill that up completely with replays and just played a little bit. If I do that though, I can't promise you that you get new free gameplay at all, especially not at this time of night. I will be lucky if I'm sort of coherent tomorrow. It's going to be even worse on Monday. But overall, we will just see how it goes, and I will make the call based on what is actually happening, and based on when the battles end and all of that. Because the thing is that if there's only like 20 minutes or something, I'm perfectly fine with showing you replays. It will be like 3 or 4 replays and that's it. But if it takes much longer, then I don't feel showing replays is the way to go. And in this case, aside from hoping for tiebreakers and long battles and all of that, I'm actually looking forward to showing you a replay, because while streaming those battles on EU, I actually had an ace in the T22 medium, and I'm very, very proud of that. It was actually my first ace in the damn thing, and that had me pretty chuffed. So I'm actually waiting for that. I'm very eager to show that off and tell you, like, see, I can do good games and all of that. But yeah, now YouTube is live. I'm just waiting for the stream to start so that I can pause it and keep an eye on the chat. Keep in mind that there is a 5-minute delay on the stream, which means that no one can see each other's lineup, but it also means that anything that you say in the chat, if I respond to it, it will be 5 minutes later before you actually see it. Before you actually hear it, I should say. So keep that in mind as well, because it makes for very interesting conversations with 5 minutes break, really. So I'm going to go here, watch my garage a little bit. I can actually open a free crate. Poopsters. People often complain about getting poopsters, but the main thing is that it is free stuff. and you can still do things with it. The thing that really gets me generally is if I've completed all my missions, have worked really hard to get that last one, and then I only get a few poopsters, and I'm like, yeah, thanks for that. But then I've actually worked for it. But the stuff from containers you should never complain about, in my opinion, because that is literally just free stuff. So YouTube is live, OBS is running stably, and now we just wait for the room invite to come. I've not seen the battles that happened on Thursday, but it was pretty much always going to be Rain or Primal in the finals, and McAllen and Purple will have a lot to prove tonight. And it's basically, we will see the first clan being knocked out of the finals today, and we will know the second finalist at the end of the day as well. And in EU, that was quite a bit of a shock, because we actually had Raid, the world champion of last year, that got knocked out and is 4th in the finals. Loka then won from Win, and now we have EG versus Loka on the EU server, and we have E7 versus Feast on the Asia server. I have no idea what the Russian server has done. I haven't looked into that yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll hear it tomorrow. And after tomorrow, we will actually, all of this will pretty much be over. The only thing that is left then is the wildcard tournament that will be happening on Wednesday. But that is it. That is all. Cryphon just called me Amanda. And posting a poem. Thank you for that. I'm just finding it so funny that the guy yesterday just called me Amanda. I have no idea who that is or how he got it, but this is really funny, and that was sort of like a running gag. So we have McAllen and Purple both steadily arriving. I'm going to ready up so that can't go wrong, and we are starting on Black Goldfield. So let me start up that map for you. Black Goldfield looks something like this. You have 3 bases. Base A considered the map base, base C considered the heavy base, and base B in the middle. Positioning around base A is generally very nice, and that is where we see most of the action between A and B somewhere. But if you get base C and you manage to hold it and you manage to cover base B, you basically dominate the map. But at the same time, with the ground around C being pretty flat, you can get shots in from the other side into the area a lot easier. Even though there's a lot of cover, you have to be a lot more aware of what is happening around you and everything. So it is not an easy map in that way, and we have seen some very cheeky action around base B earlier today in both EU and Asia. So I'm definitely hoping that everything will go as in, that it will just be lovely action like we had on the other 2 servers. So let me take that map away from you. In the meantime, I am understanding that the timers are actually working, so I'm very, very happy with that. Just fingers crossed that they keep working. Because on EU there was a hiccup earlier today, and there was like a 20-minute break in the timer and no idea what was happening there. So I'm just happy that it works at the moment, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it will keep working. And that means that I can actually just watch my 2-hour timer go up with how long I've streamed. And once I've reached that 2 hours, I can actually go back to bed. But yeah, in 3 minutes we are starting on the first match between McAllen and Purple of this best of 7, meaning that the team that reaches 4 victories first is the one that is going through to the next round and has to face off against Primal. In the meantime, we also see Rolling Swarm on the other side. If you haven't subscribed to him, definitely do so. He is all about the tournament gameplay, and he's very epic at it. And we have Purple that has now completely readied up with 1, 2, 3 215 beast, an E5, an IS4, a Fosh, and a Spaghetti. I also love that it's a guy called Fat Eat that is driving a Spaghetti. Just have to mention that. And they're going to go up against 2 Foshes, 2 215 beasts, and potentially 3 IS4s. Interesting lineup. No fast tanks aside from the Spaghetti on either side, looks like. And the Spaghetti is fast, but it's not that fast. So curious to see what they will do with these lineups. E5 is a tank that has been used quite a bit today, and Though I quite like it, I still find that it's not as competitive as it should be, despite the new consumables. I still think that it will be the 215B that gets a legendary Twister camo this year. Mainly because of the overuse and the Force already having a legendary camo. So for those that are messaging me on Discord, I don't reply to anything during the stream really. So I'll get back to you after. So like I said, best of 7, starting in a minute and a half. Spaghetti might be changed now. They switched a little bit on MM's side as well, but the tanks are the same. And we just have to be a little bit patient. And just wait for it. Just over a minute left to go. I don't really have much to say at this stage, because we haven't seen any battles yet. Overall, this is the creme de la creme of the NA server for this year. And we've seen all teams do some amazing stuff. But there's no denying that 2 clans generally dominate this this tournament, and in this case that is Rain and Primal. So in just over half a minute we are going into this first match, and I remember they forced that just unready just now. It's sort of like the offline bug thing. And his name is Corn Dogger Logger, and it's mainly the name because it sounds like a bit like a tongue twister. And I actually quite like it. Makes it very easy to pronounce in a way, weirdly enough. So here we go, we are entering the countdown clock. I chatted enough, we can focus on some actual gameplay now. And let's see what they do and where they will go on Black Goldville. I'm actually quite eager to see. I like this. McAllen using the same avatar, the victorious avatar. For the whole team. Teddy, the old one out on Purple's team. But I like this. Look at this. I've been talking about team unity all day. Well, all tournament really. And McAllen is pulling it off. They have the avatars, they have the camos. They are in sync. They are coordinated. And I quite like that. Mainly because of the fact that it shows a kind of unity that just goes together with being in a team. I love that. Now, the Spaghetti is taking base A. We have Insecticide staying behind base B. He might go in, but we see that there's an immediate response of the E5 getting into a position where he can overlook that. Insecticide moving in, going for the base B, but he does get hurt for it. When his teammates are also grabbing base C. The 215B is getting spotted at the back by the Spaghetti. Emil taking a little bit of damage, Teddy taking a little bit of damage as well. And now McAllen has 2 bases. We see crossfire happening. And basically it will be up to Purple to make a move here. But they still have plenty of time to build that up. Spaghetti holding. He is Captain Harlock, is taking some damage. Corn Dogger Logger as well. Force of course a preferred target with the gun that it has. And now both teams are holding, having lost a little bit of HP. But all tanks still looking pretty healthy. Insecticide mainly stuck where he is, he can't really go anywhere. And we see Icebreaker duo, there you go. You could expect that. Shooting Teddy but not getting spotted for it. Emil has to be careful on that side. And we see Purple reacting. Insecticide is the old one out, he is the one that is a potential target here. Mainly because of the fact that he is on his own, he can't get out of from where he is. He can only spot people. And he's not spotting the people that are picking up and over Tiger Cop and Space Dolls. He might now though, once they get closer. But when they do, it might be too late. Here you go. Captain Harlock taking damage. So is the Spaghetti. And now Insecticide is being rushed. Insecticide is getting damaged. He can't really do much about it. Base B is being stolen. We see on side a lot of people are getting... They do take out and they keep base B. Both teams have lost a gun. But Nikog is in potential trouble. Only a one shot now. And we have E5 now trying to steal base B. And actually getting away with it a little bit as well. Teddy in a good position, facing off against Anti. There goes Corndogger and Nikog. And now it is 6 versus 4. And it will be a very hard thing. There you go. Tanks are dropping left and right. But overall, with them having capped base B as well, with 5 guns versus 3, it is very unlikely that... Oof. Anti on fire, unable to fix it. This is definitely Purple's battle. Only Icebreaker is left now. Even though he tried to save his teammate. And he might still get a kill. But not even that is certain. He does not. And the Foch is not the one to kill him, but it is the one that cost him most of his health. And here we go. This is the first match. Purple taking base B. McAllen, instead of using them as bait, as using insecticide as bait, actually rushed in to try and save him. And that, I think, cost him the game. Because Purple reacted to that beautifully and started shooting anyone that peeked out. Manstein just raised an interesting question. Is it Fat Eat or Fate At? That's a good one. I don't know. So in just over a minute we are going to go back into the second game of this best of 7, the second match on Black Goldfield. And we have Purple completely readied up in a 268, an E5, a T22 medium, 2 215Bs, a Foch and STB. STB also playing a very prominent role this tournament around, I love it. And they're going to go up against 2 Foches, a 113, a 215B, an IS4 and 2 140s. And Emil and Darky might be changing around. Let's have a look. Let's see what Emil is taking. Yep, they are changing it around. And in half a minute we get to go into the next match. And we will see how this will go. Pressure is not really there yet. It is not needed. Because it's only the one that reaches 4 victories first that is going on to the next stage. And they still have at least 3 games between then and now. So right now they can still relax a little bit. At the same time you don't want your enemy to get too ahead. So here we go. Countdown clock has begun. We are getting ready to go into this second battle. And here we go. In the meantime, seeing a lot of familiar faces. Hello everyone. So let's see what happens. Again, I love the camouflage unity. I love the avatar unity. I would like to see more of that. It's sort of like the coherent, consistent team thing that I'm a fan of that. Insecticide making a similar move. Emil moving forward to cover him. Not sure if Insecticide is going to go up or into base B. But if he caps it early, they might get a big advantage. And he waits, spotting the STB. Not taking any damage for it. Base A is being capped. Base C is being left alone this time around. And we have the 140s that are actually going back. Emil avoiding getting shot there. And we have Insecticide moving in. Unspotted. But he's probably going to get proxy spotted now. There you go, he has. But he is taking base B. And Purple will have a slight advantage here unless they grab base C as well. Insecticide actually getting shot by the STB, very cheeky. And that means he has to cap again. But he does take some shots for it. Fat 8 losing quite a bit of HP there. Ooh, but oh, did Andy in the Foch. That is a big hit. And the Foch is not as too healthy as it is. So if purple running around a little bit, changing their position to hold. Emil now getting shot from the other side. You see the focus fire on his target. And he is using the buildings to hide. This is what I meant with getting crossfire from the other side and the position around base C being flat with a lot of buildings. Andy also holding. They have the 2 bases, they have the advantage, but they have 2 slightly unhealthy tanks. Insecticide holding in the middle, he is again the old one out. Tiger Cub crossing over, but not getting shot for it. And we have purple connecting with each other, going back together. And Tiger Cub taking a bit of damage there. Now we have Cotton Harlock moving in, whereas the rest are crossing over. They might try and grab base C. But Harlock is set on getting base B, and Insecticide will be ready for that. And actually Emil is now scared to pick up and over. Titanium losing HP. Base C is being stolen, as I expected. And the force is now on a reload. The 140s are moving in. Icebreaker not looking too healthy. But he has to be careful. He is actually using the Force's cover now. Fat Eat is almost gone. We have a Force that is... Ooh, there he goes. Both teams have lost a tank. Corn Dogger Logger not looking too healthy. He has to be careful not to block his own team here. At base B, Teddy is almost gone. But at the here, the 140 and Corn Dogger Logger are not looking too healthy. And it will likely be the 140 that gets taken out first, followed by Corn Dogger Logger. But right now, both teams have lost 3 tanks. HP-wise is not that far apart. But McAllen is just not looking as healthy. They aren't bringing it home. And that was a very expensive shot to miss. We have Space Dog moving in. Andy actually ignoring. And thus he gets shot by the FE in the back. And that is the second match that goes to purple as well. The pushes on their own are quite nice. Purple pushing definitely pretty well. But the thing is that McAllen is splitting up too much. And then not focus firing enough to bring it home. And too many low HP targets. But purple basically starts the same way. But then they manage to round it up and get those guns out of the way. So we are now moving on to Castilla. Castilla looks like this. You have 3 bases. Base A, the map base. Base C, the heavy base. And base B in the middle. Lots of lines of fire into any of them. Lots of camper positions around the north and south pole of the map, so to speak. And even from the citadel near A and the hill near C, people can get crossfired. We've seen some interesting matches there today. It was actually quite fun, especially on Asia, where we didn't get a stalemate game at all. It was very aggressive, but it was a joy to watch. Because the thing is that with the Castilla, you always run the risk of having stalemate matches for some reason, because a lot of people go to base A in the citadel and then don't want to pick up and over because they know where the campers will be. So let's take away the map so it's not on the screen for you, and in half a minute we get to go. Purple has now readied up in an E50M, a Batchat, a T22 medium, 2 215Bs, a 268 and a Spaghetti. And they're going to go up against a Batchat, 2 Foshes, 2 215Bs, an IS-4 and an STB. Like I said, STB has been quite prominent today, I think mainly because of the amazing gun depression that it has and the amazing spotting range that it has, making it one of the best spotters and one of the safest spotters because it has some turret armor. It can actually bounce a little bit, and that makes it a lot of fun, both to drive but also useful in tournaments. Don't spoiler what is wrong with you. That's just that. If you do it again, I'll just hide you on the channel. You can't ever post here again. And now purple is all pro versus all victorious McAllen. And let's see what happens. We see McAllen focusing on the A side with the Batchat heading the other way. The force going up, but waiting for them to happen in the right order. Getting a bit in each other's way. This is not something they have practiced enough. Force pushing up Darky to get him there faster. In the meantime, we have Purple arriving at base A. Not going into cap yet, but they will get spotted soon by the STB. That is in a very interesting position. And they are waiting. The T-22 is capping. Oh, that is painful. They were just waiting for that. And now Icebreaker Duo, aside from them having the base, is looking pretty unhealthy. Whereas Teddy just also got quite a bit of damage into him. Base C is being capped. He might get away with that, despite blind shot, but no, he's actually pulling back despite not being spotted. Teddy very low on HP, Icebreaker pretty low on HP as well. And now we have Purple holding the Citadel. And we have MM shooting the spaghetti as he turns around and doesn't want to be there. Andy going up the hill, taking some shots into the spaghetti. But he gets spotted for it, and thus he gets damage for it. And he immediately pulls back. Corn Dogger Logger taking a hit. And where he is spotted, Emil actually is not. Captain Harlock spotting the Batchat. Oh, and that is good spotting damage for sure. And now Purple has the base, so they have the pressure, but they also have the HP advantage of about 1k, which doesn't seem much, but if you look at the tanks, you can see which ones are looking healthy and which ones are not. And that is mainly the dangerous thing here, because unhealthy tanks are not able to do as much as healthy ones. Captain Harlock spotting quite aggressively here, but he might get away with it. Getting some shots into Darky, not getting spotted for it. Even though they might know that he's there. And the Batchat is going to be spotting him. There you go. And let's see if the force hits. Yes, he does. And he is deleted. Oof. That is what I meant with him spotting quite aggressively. But even so, Purple keeps the advantage. They keep the base. They keep the points. And McAllen will have to make a move at some point. They will have to see if they can grab base A, or they have to grab B and C. The Batchat now moving up into a position above C again. And we see Purple basically patiently holding. They don't need to be aggressive at all. They just have to wait. And the timer, just the points go up. We are nearing 600 points now. Discord crashing is not a good thing. It has been having issues today. And now we see Andy not capping base C. He is waiting to see if he should. We saw a blind shot happening. Oh, it's actually no, the corpse that is smoking. It's a smoking hot corpse. That sounds so wrong though. But Discord having crashed is definitely not going to be helpful for the teams, and it might also explain the slow gameplay. And this is what I meant. This is a very, well, pretty much dangerous position. I don't know if the same thing is happening in Purple. We only see McAllen's chat, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's just the whole of Discord being down because it had issues earlier today. But the thing is, at 700 points, they have to make a move. And we see blind shots happening where they expect someone. Even though there's not anyone there. And they want to do different things. They are pushing through base C, but there's no one there. They have to take base B. They have to make it fast. And now we see Nikok moving in, but it might be too late. They're going to grab the base. He gets spotted for it, but he is using the building. He can potentially cap this. But even then, they are nearly at 800 points. And we see, oh, Corn Dogger Logger getting murdered. And now we have Emil pushing in. And he takes out Teddy. But once he's shot this one, he is on a clip reload. And that makes it very dangerous. Andy has been taken out. I can only assume that they both have Discord problems. But coordinating like this makes it very hard. And Corn Dogger Logger being taken out like this is not the way you want to make a push. So now the Force is trying to deal with the Spaghetti. The Spaghetti is now taking out Emil. And it is 4 versus 5. But we are 950 points. Even though that gets taken down a little bit, Nikok is almost gone. And then we have 3 healthy tanks that are basically hiding. But they will need to take out another tank as long as A is being grabbed. So let's go over there and see what happens. Because Tiger Cub being taken out is very vital here. If they take out Tiger Cub, they might have a chance. But we are 996 and they get 1k points with that. Because base A was not capped. And it is purple that takes the match. Very slow-paced game, coming together at the end. I think if Corn Dogger Logger had managed to survive just a little bit longer, they would have had it. But at this stage, it is purple that takes it home, especially with Tiger Cub surviving until the end, but he did get killed after they hit the 1k points. So now it is 3-0. The pressure is definitely on McAllen to make a move. And we will have to see what's going to happen now. Because, like I said, McAllen has to win the next 4 matches now in order to go through to the next stage, whereas Purple only has to win 1 more. And at the moment it looks like Purple is stronger. And it will be difficult. Nikok having been changed out, hopefully that means that only his Discord was down and not everyone's. And we have McAllen readying up in a Batchet, a Foch, a 205B, an IS-4 and potentially 3 E50Ms. And they're going to go up against an STB, an E5. No, it's actually 2 Foches and 2 E50Ms. But they're going to go up against an STB, an E5, a T22 medium, a Foch, an IS-4, a 268 and a 215B. So that's 7 different tanks. Makes it a long lineup to actually read. But it is an interesting lineup with relative mobility, with a little bit of armor in the forms of the E5 and the IS-4 and the 215B. But 2 of them have the OP speed boost, so it's mainly the IS-4 that is the slowest one there. E50Ms, known for their ramming and their ramming capabilities. And here we go. Let's see what happens. All pros versus all victorious. I like it. Now we see some different camos though. So let's see what happens. Pressure definitely on McAllen to take it home in 4 matches. And we see McAllen moving towards base A. And we see Purple much more spread out. And it will be all about getting that first base, getting that first advantage. So let's see how this will go. Icebreaker has been spotted. Blind shots happening. The E50Ms are capping together. They might get away with it too. One of them gets shot, but so does the T22. And as long as they cap together, Ray is probably going to be the one that is capping it. Icebreaker functioning as a shield for Ray, but he also gets shot. And now it will be very tricky for them to get it, so they actually pull back. And no one gets the base. Ray going into the water before changing direction to go up. Very well defended by purple. And that leaves them without that early advantage that they would want. Teddy moving around. They know the forces are probably there. But Space Dog is not actually looking in their direction. He's looking at base C, where we have a Batchat to grab that early advantage, but also pulling back without actually capping and without being spotted. So I'm not sure why he left there. He could have had this. And now it is harder because now he actually is getting spotted. And he's getting massive, massive, massive damage for it. Being barely alive now. Hugging the rock. Unable to get out. And using the speed boost to get to safety. Barely alive. E5 on the other side is taking some damage. Insecticide overlooking base B. But no one is taking it. Base A still uncontested. Well, pretty contested, but no one is capping it. Harlock moving back a little bit. Space Dog still looking in the other direction. Not too interested in what happens in the Citadel. Mainly I think because it's harder to get shots in there. Tiger Cub taking a shot into Insecticide there. And not getting punished for it. Oh, actually, never mind. He did get punished for it. Overall, a little bit of stalemate gaming. Tiger Cub having pulled back into safety. Insecticide not able to really go anywhere. Darky in a holding position, wanting to get some spots on the other side. Teddy taking some crossfire. But overall, no base has been capped. We are 3 minutes into it. And it could still go every which way. HP wise, it is very close together. McAllen having a slight HP advantage. Teddy moving around. Changing position. The T-22 and the 268 both overlooking base A. Fat Eat taking a little bit of damage there. Insecticide trying to angle himself against Tiger Cub that they know is likely there. Batchat moving in a position where he kind of wants to spot, but at the same time he doesn't. But Tiger Cub does get damaged the moment that he does get spotted. And he pulls back. Again, no bases have been capped. All are pretty well protected. But the Batchat could have had it. If not for the fact that he pulled back the first time. If he hadn't, he likely would have gotten it. And now the Batchat going to a spotting position. Having to be careful not to slide down. Wanting to get some shots into Fatty by the looks of it. Nice little bounce on Darky. But the other shot does pen. Batchat having gone down. And they just need those little bit points. We have Ray that is capping the base. Spotting the 268. Spotting the E5. The E5 going down to prevent that cap, but he might get it. And now McAllen just has to hold and survive. Ray gets damage for it. Ooh, the 268 missing. And that is pretty vital. Ray turning around. Base C now being capped. But at this stage, I'm not sure if that matters because they only have 1 minute and 40 seconds left. They will have to kill a tank to get that advantage. They will have to kill 2 tanks to get that advantage back. And now we have Space Dog moving into base B. If they get that, it's a whole other story. But it will be a tricky thing. And now we have purple massively defending. And we have the Force that is getting damage for trying to cap the base. But he is still capping it. He is losing it. And we are less than, well, just over a minute left of the match. And base B is still being capped. They will have to take it out, but Teddy is protecting it. And now the Fosh is going out. We have the 268 that is moving in. Insecticide and Donkey doing a good job holding. Even if Insecticide is steadily dropping in HP. That is a massive hit into the 268 though. And now they are capping base B again. The 268. If he goes, Teddy is almost gone. We are 29 seconds left. There goes Teddy. Base A is being contested. There goes Darky. People are dropping. Insecticide almost gone. He's not going to survive much longer. T22 moving in but bouncing. And now Purple has the advantage. They don't have the HP advantage, but they have so many more guns. We are 9 seconds left. 512 points. Is it enough? That is the big question. The 268. 512 points. 1 second left. And it should be McAllen that has it with slightly more points. 4 more points. Seriously, a second away from losing. McAllen wins the match. Oh my god. What a game, honestly. Ian, I never betray the winners. I never say who won. And when it's a score like this, if I were to reply in the chat now, you would know who'd won, so I wouldn't do that. So don't worry. I'm not into betraying spoilers and everything. That's just nah. I hate it. I've actually banned people from my Discord server for spoilering endgame. I actually put a ban on spoilering that for about a month, and after that it's people's own responsibility, but yeah. So now we have getting ready for Rockfield together with Purple. They have just over a minute left to go. Let me just quickly pull up the map. It looks like this. You have 3 bases. Base A with the bunker, base C with the ledge that allows you to shoot into base A, and base B in the middle, making it a difficult map to cap bases. Lots of lines of fire into all of them, but they are quite it is quite a lovely map. And again, I just hope that we don't get Steel Gaming, because this is one of the maps that kind of ask for that. So we have Purple readied up in an E5, a 215B, 2 IS4s, a Force 268 and STB, and they're going to go up against a 2 140s, even a Force 3 215Bs and a E3. So that's an interesting lineup. Quite a lot of mobility. And we will have to see if it works. Countdown clock is beginning and we are getting ready for the 5th match of this best of 7. Again, the pressure is on McAllen. They have to win every single match from now on if they want to go through. And Purple has to win just one more. And here we go. I still love the avatars. I love the orange camo being used by most, if not all. And let's see what happens in the potential decisive match. So let's see. We have McAllen focusing primarily on the C side with the 140s going to the middle. Potentially going for a cheeky early cap. But they do get spotted for it and they will meet 2 IS4s and an E5. They should probably not want to be there. Icebreaker getting absolutely hammered. Losing a lot of HP, almost gone. But he may set out alive. And we have base B being capped by the IS4s. Icebreaker is probably hurrying right now. He can't really move much from where he is. He is no longer spotted. But that is a big chunk of health to lose that early in the game and an advantage. They are taking base C, but they will kind of need base A as well. And we have Captain Harlock at the back, moving towards base A. Pushing quite aggressively. No idea what Darky is doing here aside from losing a lot of health to try and get a shot in. They have base B, but they might lose a tank for it. And now Darky is looking as unhealthy as Icebreaker does. And Nikog is actually moving in to protect him. Base A is being kept. Captain Harlock getting a lot of damage from the 140 and the E3 at the back. Andy not looking too healthy either. And Icebreaker Duo now has only 11 HP left. Darky is not looking too healthy. That shot missing by Titanium is very, important here. But there goes Andy. And now McAllen has lost 2 tanks already. Neacock in a very dangerous position. Getting shot in the rear a lot. And driving straight into more enemy fire. 268 taking a big hit in. There he goes. And it is 6 versus 4. With 1 barely alive. Object 140. Base C being stolen. They already have base A and B. And now it is really Corndogger that is getting shot in the rear. There he goes. Icebreaker duo, the first one to be thought that still alive. But we have Emil getting sadly eaten up. Purple just rounding it up. Purple is going through to the next round versus Primal. And there we go. Icebreaker still alive. Have to commend him for that. I have no idea. Ooh, there he goes. And he is almost the last one. With only Ray now left. And we see some nice little messages in the chat. Well played for sure. We are at 1k points. Ray manages to stay alive. And Purple takes it home. Purple is through to the next round to face off against Premo for a spot in the grand finals. What a game that was though. This, oh my god, I want this offer but not on a press account. Are you kidding me? Give me this offer in my own account please, thank you. I would definitely do that. You just have to log in every day. I can do that. So yeah, now we have about 35-ish minutes before the next match. I'm not going to be playing for you that. I'm going to just show you replays. So let's actually have a look to make sure that I have the right time. Yes, 3:09. It's actually, for some reason it shows British time rather than my own. It would be 4:09 here. So that is what we're going to go to. But until then, I have some replays to show you. And I'm going to show off my own replay first. Thing is though, with the crates you can get some nice stuff. Actually, I'm going to show you that. Do I have any? I can show you this. And I hope that I got some free XP certificates. This is basically... There you go. Those things... I'm going to focus on those things. If you get them, combine them. By all means, combine them. Keep combining them. It can take a long while before you have enough. But if you combine 10 of these, you get one certificate for 2300. If you combine 10 of the 2300, you get 28k. And if you combine 10 of the 28k, you get 350 free XP. 350k free XP, that is. So it takes a very long while to get there, but it is definitely worth it. So yeah, free stuff is definitely useful in this case. But like I said, I'm going to show you off my own replay first. This is a game I was actually just playing on the EU server while waiting for the next match. And then this game happened and I'm still so chuffed with it. I just hope that it's nearly as epic as I remember it, because this is my first time rewatching it. He wants to go C, I'm fine with that, but we have one mat more, so I want to focus on the base A side, because that is where we have our advantage. So I go towards base A. I have the same camo on the AMX 30B, by the way, and it looks more amazing. So toxic, I love it. But I am in T22, so in this stage, and with us having a map more, I'm not worried at all. I'm actually going to just go straight on in, spotting some people as they go across. And I know that we have to be careful of the ones that are crossing over, because they might be very dangerous. Our E50, I'm not doing any damage. The FV coming, so I'm actually going to be aiming for him. I have a Foch body that is arriving, so when I shoot him, so does my Foch. And now we have the choice over where to go, and we decide to just go for it, because he's pretty much the old one out. Oh Ian, don't worry, you'll see it now. So I'm actually a little bit forward here. I do get a shot in, and then I bounced one of his while pulling back. Missed the Jäger missing me, which is very good for me. But the force is almost getting deleted. And I know those two big TDs need to go. So I'm actually going to focus on them, shooting the Yege. There goes my force buddy. Boy, he was vital in the beginning. And I decide to shoot the T-62A instead. We have the one-shot 1A3 now, especially now. And I decide to focus on him even though the Yege is coming for me. And I kind of need some help here. I don't want to get Yeged. At the same time, I realize that with the way that the team is, I might need to take a shot. So I actually go in. I bounce on that, but then he shoots me. And I know that he is reloading. He's actually pushing towards me, which is very helpful for me. So I decide to just start circling him instead. Activate my adrenaline then. And I just need to get behind him and stay behind him. So I just start hugging his backside. This is the weirdest view of a Yege I've ever seen. But I generally don't shoot without being in sniper mode to make sure that it actually pans. He actually tracks me, does no damage, so that is good. And I finish him off and then use his corpse as cover. But there's no need because the T-62A is actually retreating. And at this stage I'm not sure where I want to go. He is pulling back towards his team, but then he hesitates. And then he goes after all. So I decide to see if I can use the 1A3 corpse to get some more shots in. This is the main thing that I dislike about replays. If you're in sniper mode and you're turning, you actually lose. It's just so jumpy. I like that you're talking about my T-22As when I'm actually showing it to you right now. So BB has now been capped, and that is a problem. Because now it is 3 versus 3, and they have the base advantage, but we have massive more points. So the STI is now arriving, I miss him, and then he shoots me, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. So I pull back, especially with only one body at my side. So I track him, and right now I'm down to 400, so that might potentially make me a one-shot. We don't know where the VK is, but we're about to find out. And there he is. And this is the dangerous thing, because you need to take them out. And he actually bounces on me, and that is me being very, very lucky. And he is now, with my E50 being gone, he's my primary target, especially since the STI does not seem to have that much brain. I take out the VK, even though I shouldn't be alive. And I want help, and the AMX is finally moving. But he's being quite useless. So I'm careful here. I do get a shot in, and he gets a shot in as well, which definitely makes me one shot. The AMX is moving in, but instead of going to help me, he's actually going through there. No idea what he's doing. I don't think he does either. So let's see. STI going back. We are definitely winning this. So I do get another shot and he hits the sand. And at this stage, I know that we can't kill him. But I do get a nice little bit of more extra damage here. And then the battle ends. And I did not really expect this to be an ace, to be fair. Mainly because of the fact that even though I had a good damage game, it shouldn't be enough with only 3 kills. But then I looked at this and I saw that I had over 1k spotting damage. And I got 715 supremacy points. And that altogether leads to this nice little ace. And like I said, it was my first ace in this thing, so I'm actually very chuffed with that. So that was awesome. I absolutely love this game. I absolutely love that I finally got it. You had the, someone got the offer for 25 million credits for 30k gold, and I'm like, just no. That would be not literally 1k gold for 1 million credits, but it's pretty close, and that's just completely ridiculous. So I'm not a fan of that. But I would like very much to get this offer on my main account. That would be very, very lovely. So now we have about 25 minutes of replays left. Let me see what else I have for you. I will be showing you some replays that you have seen on EU as well. But there is no help in that. But tomorrow there won't be any replays to show you. Mainly because of the fact that there's only one round then. Let me see if I have something new for you guys. Because someone did post. Ooh, I like this. Yes, I have a new replay for you. So let me just load that in for you. Refreshing that. Here we go. And let's see what happens. Batchat AP. Actually, for a long time I liked that better than the actual Batchat. Until I got more used to it, and then I absolutely adored the Batchat. And now I adore both of them. I use the other gun though, because the 4-shell gun actually has more pen. And I'd rather have more pen and a little less damage than more damage but harder to hit the enemy. Rudy Pooty, I think it was. What a name. And let's have a look what happens. But yeah, tomorrow there's only one round, a best of 9 for the grand finals. So there shouldn't really be any replays being played. But the battles are going to be epic. And he's actually not going into the direction that I thought. But he does take the hill. But he has pretty much no help. And that is mainly the dangerous thing here. But you don't want that STB behind you. And now he has an IS-7, but he's not aiming, he's actually moving when he shoots. That was a bit of a ghost shell. And that is not really a part that he can hit. And he should be driving around the hill to get to the other side. To start shooting people properly. I'm not sure what he's doing. AMX. Juicy AMX bouncing a little bit. This one won't bounce. Oh, it actually does bounce. And here we have a first shot of damage. And now the STB is arriving and he is reloading his clip. And that is a dangerous thing. But now he's almost reloaded. STB is arriving. And there we go, 319. 320. He's not going to be able to clip the STB. But he does track him. And buy himself a little bit more time to hopefully... STB missing again. That is very good for our little Batchat. Because one shot from the STB will hurt less. But the Foch actually takes him out. Their team is capping the base. Making everyone in the enemy team respond. And he is... not really going down. I think he's hoping that they will push... like that, so they can get the shots in. And I'm all for them decapping the base. I mean, that is not the way to win. I've done that so often. Just basically troll cap, make them come, and just have to team pick them off. And now he's almost reloaded his clip. We are 2k damage into it. There goes the T-57 Heavy. Ooh, that was because you were moving. The shot derped a little bit. And now he's reloading his clip. It is 3 versus 3. Anything can happen. And we have the Foch moving in together with the Badger. And at this stage he kind of has to go down to get that crossfire going. But he's very careful with it. AMX taking a shot now. And the AMX really wants him. The Foch going up the hill to get the AMX. And this is something I don't understand. There's a few times now that the teammate that he's with is going to deal with someone. And then he doesn't help. And I get that he doesn't want to leave the hill. And he gets that shot in as well. And then he has to reload the clip again. But now the Foch is on his own. Versus the AMX. The Badger gets taken out. AMX now Taking some damage. Now he has to go down mainly because he fell down. But though this is a sweet game, I disagree with quite a lot of his actions, to be fair. Mainly because of the fact that he's not really helping. There's several times now that he could have potentially saved his teammates, but didn't. That I definitely don't agree with, because that is rude. It is now 1 versus 1. He is reloading his clip, patiently waiting. He could be using this to spot a little bit. But mainly the fact that he just keeps running away. Not necessarily running away, but more like, my teammate needs my help, I'm gonna go look the other way. Something like that. It's weird. EN, I'm not going to play today, mainly because there's not that much time left and it is taxing my system, so I'm very careful with hooking up my iPad. The badger wanting him to go. Thing is, he can take a shot as long as he doesn't HE him for like max HP. He's nicely avoiding getting into the base here to show his position, which I think is a good call. And he just has to find the guy. But therein lies the tricky part. So he's going to go through the red spawn. I can. He's a badger and he's dead at that point. At that stage, the guy is really rude. I really hope I get the 12k gold offer on my main account. I really want it. So we have less than a minute left. He's now circling. And he kind of has to find him. And there he is. Now they've both been spotted. He will have to take a shot. He doesn't have the time to go about this all properly. And at this stage, teammates don't always realize that they are very distracting when they are like this. But I have to agree with them that the actions of this bad chat do not make it easy. And like I say, he has to take a shot. And now he just has to make sure that it pans. This is when I'm glad that he's actually switching to Primal to make that shot pan. But there were quite some illogical actions in this replay. Even if he did nearly 5k damage, even if he got 4 kills, and even if his rating went up a lot, and he got an all-lig. It is a tricky battle, really. Aww, seeing some really nice comments in the chat. Thank you for that. So yes, let's see what else have I got for you that hasn't been overplayed yet. I have a game that I showed earlier on the EU. I'm going to show that now as well. No, actually I'm not. We showed that one. I showed the weirdest game in the E100 on all servers, I believe. What have I got that I haven't shown you yet? Let's go for a Pantera replay, shall we? Actually, no, let's go for a P43. I actually don't know if I've shown you this already, but we will see. Help, I'm a bug. I love the name, by the way. The name is awesome. Yes, and like Dwarf said, I will be streaming for at least another hour to make sure that everyone gets their rewards. And there is another set of matches coming in about 20 minutes thereabouts. So we have about 2 replays left to go. Pantera looking nice in the legendary camo, but oh my god, the spaghetti looks so sexy in the legendary camo. I can't wait to have it. But I've really been enjoying the standard B, so I'm not actually free XPing that. I could have potentially enjoyed the whole line, because the only ones that I like a little bit less are the tier 7 and the tier 6. So he is not capping base A, he's going up to the Citadel. The Sioux is already complaining about lag, so anything he does now he's not responsible for apparently. Base A is being capped, so he is actually going behind the building. This is actually a spot that I like to use as well, because it lets you decap base A if you're in time. But he's actually not. Oh, he is managing to do it just in time. Panther M10 arriving. This is the lovely part about an auto-reloading gun. You can choose to fire shots quickly, or to just play it more carefully. And with 3 shots left, base A has been capped, but he can potentially clip the Panther M10. So the Panther M10, not really being familiar with this tank, is playing way too aggressively. And even though the Pantera here lost quite a bit of HP, he is now going to reload his clip. And then he can potentially get more damage in. CDC turning around, getting quite a bit of damage in. And now the Pantera could potentially clip him. And he is moving to do just that. With A. But it's actually the Goose tank that finishes him off. And we see that the enemy team is steadily disappearing. He's not knocking down the tree. This is something a lot of people don't realize. If you knock down things or drive through things that fall down or go broke, like wooden barrels and all of that, you actually give away your position. So that is something to keep in mind, because right now, if I was a sniping TD and I saw that, I could take a blind shot. Next round we have Primal versus Purple. To answer your question, Anne. And now he's moving in a position where he won't really have any targets unless the Smasher moves back a lot. But he is unlikely to do that. Sue being quite rude. Why is it always the people that... Oh, he's actually not... Yeah, no, he's dead. Why is it always the people that are getting destroyed that are just cussing at the other team as if it's their fault? Wow, this guy though. Get those shots in, get that damage. I would aim a little bit higher. And another one. And there you go. And now I can just finish him off with AP. The Sioux is getting ruder as we speak. And there we go. Base C is being capped by the Smasher. The Scorpion is a bit more off. I don't get people that are rude in the game. It is so useless. It is so unnecessary. It is sad. At the same time, I always try to keep in mind that if this is how someone has to behave in order to feel better about themselves, what does that say about their lives? This is actually quite a nice game. He is driving around. They have the bases. They have all the time in the world, really. They just need to find that Scorpion. And a Scorpion can do a lot of damage. This is with him being spotted there. I would not go on top of the hill like that. I would have been a bit more careful. Sue being still just useless and rude. This is the thing though. He is cussing at the team. He's complaining about all the things that they do or don't do. And just being generally very rude. But let's have a look at what he did. He did little over 1k damage. Fired 4 shots, pen 3. I don't often name and shame, but this is not... If you are in this position, if you have nearly 10k games, if you lose more than you win, then you shouldn't talk to your team like that. By all means, disagree with what they do. By all means, be vocal about it, but don't be rude about it. But a nice little ace for our help and bug in the Pantera with 416 points. This is the thing. Yeah, that's my avatar being removed. Actually, I could show you one more, but I'm going to give you a. No, actually, I'm going to show you one more. Let's see what we have. I'll show you the gameplay that I've not really overplayed yet, because I've only showed it once before. A little cheeky game in the T52A, T55A, I should say. This is a tank that when it came out, I was really hoping that I wouldn't like it because it was really expensive. But then I tested it on the press account and I was like, oh my god, I like it. I like it so much. And one of my clan mates actually gave it to me as a present. And I'm still very, very grateful for that. It is a cheeky little tank. It is basically a T54 with slightly different armor profiles, I should say. And it earns a lot more credits. Yes, you're a bug. This is you again. Well, that was you again, to be fair. Thing is, with the auto reloaders, I'm actually going to focus on that a little bit while Fufu is taking a blind shot. His name is Fusilier, but I've been calling him Fufu since I know him, so Fufu it is. The thing with auto reloaders, it is a system that will work for the people that know what they're doing. And that people that are less familiar with it will struggle with a lot. Because the thing is that you can clip people or you can wait it out. And that is the thing that I love about the auto reloaders. But it also makes them difficult because a lot of people will be using them as autoloaders and it's not meant as that. I feel that it is more versatile than a autoloader. You can perform in more different roles. Reverse side scraping a little bit there. The IS-8's moving on in, blocking the E100 by the E100 a little bit. And he is going after the E50 and Fufu's not looking too healthy. But yeah, the auto reloading system, I absolutely love it because it's something new and it's something very shiny. And I really like it because of that. But it is a difficult... Oof. It is a very difficult system to get used to. And it's sort of like Supremacy game mode. You can play tactically and keep the bases. Or you can move in and clip people. And like encounter destroy them. Juicy, nice T57 heavy, but... Waffle not looking at him. He does not have the gun depression to use it. But there we go. T54 E1 also gone. And now he has the T57 heavy and the AK. And the AK is looking in his direction. So that's not where you want to be. To be fair, every team gets the same. Every server has the same teams. Just so you know. We have the same AFKers, the same rude people. The same noob teams as everyone calls them. And they make it hard to love them at times. But overall, it is the gems that make it worth it. Because I've had a tune with an NA player actually, who in stats is well below 50. And we had such an amazing time. We did so well together. And he was so polite and he is learning. And this is the thing. For me, any player that is learning, that is doing his best, is not lost. Because if you keep an open mind, if you are willing to learn, you can do anything. Cheeky little ace by Fufu. 1390 XP. 412 supremacy points because of that base B cap. A little bit of assisted damage. Overall, it didn't really look like a really epic game. But it is a nice game all the same. Overall, I do find that basically the thing that I have to get to used to most when I play on the NA server is, aside from my rising ping, the fact that people go to different directions. In the EU, you're sort of like, you're on this map, so you generally go direction X. And on NA, you go direction Y. So that is actually quite something that I find quite funny. And the rude people, you have rude people everywhere. I've sort of perfected responding to them when I decide to respond. And that has everything to do with the fact that as a CC, and as YouTuber and all of that, I'm not allowed to be rude. Basically, being rude could potentially cost me my CC ship. And I like being a community contributor. I like having press accounts and all of that. And that is the funny thing, because it sort of means that you have to be rude, so to speak, in another way. And I do that by mainly sarcasm and dry ass humor. So when I have a guy with very bad stats tell me what to do, call me all kinds of names and all of that, I tend to message them afterwards and go something like, yes, when we compare what you did in the battle and what I did in the battle, and when we compare stats in general, you must be right, I am the noob. Please teach me sensei. That kind of stuff, because it really pisses them off. Which is mainly why I say it. It makes me laugh about the situation, which is a good way to de-stress the situation, basically, to let it relax. And it is something that you cannot get chat banned for, because basically you're not insulting them. So that is generally the way that I respond to people, and I can be quite mean, but at the same time it does make me laugh, and I hope that it makes them laugh as well. But if you're that involved in the game, if you're that sad, if you get that upset about what happens in the game, you're unlikely to be laughing at the game at any point, really. So yeah, let's see what is happening in the chat. People talking about replays. By the way, I'm actually going to... I love that little twisted up animation with the blue that is going from bottom to top. It looks really good. I'm actually trying to show you. There you go. Nice, a little bit better. I think that's really lovely. We haven't seen a signature move. Ooh, there's a tournament room. Let's go there. We haven't seen a signature move though, this time around. There's no weird pushes. We have seen some pushes, but not really the really shocking, effective ones that you're like, that blow your mind and all of that. So we have 4.5 minutes left to go before we go into the first match of this best of 9 in Fort Despair. And I have to tell you, as much as I love streaming these games, I'm gonna be so happy when all of this is over and I can get normal nights again and normal days, because this is very tough on the players already with the amount of matches that I have in the amount of days. But as streamer, when people want you to cover 3 servers, it kind of goes a bit beyond that. It becomes insane. But yeah, let's focus on the map. Here we go. We have base A that is completely open, base B a little bit more protected, base C a lot more secluded, but there are lines of fire into every one of them. We generally see, well, we used to see a lot of super heavies on this map, but that seems to have changed a little bit, mainly because the 215Bs and the Forces are so OP that people tend to not take the E3 and the mice, but we do see them appearing in this matchup, and I quite like that. So I'll take away the map so it's not blocking your screen, and we can focus on the actual replays. And let's have a look. I got a ping. There you go. Glad to hear that the crate stuff is still working. Kevin is very enthusiastic about getting a T49 replay in. If I had one, I would show you one, but I don't have one, so I can't show you. Basically, I can show off any replay that is posted on my server in the Twisted Season Replays channel. But after this stream, I will not be able to use them because tomorrow there's only one matchup and I don't have a crate stream, so I won't be extending this stream for longer than is needed. And that is basically the time limit with the replays. So we have Primal now completely read up in 3 IS4s, a Force, 2 mice and a 215B to go up against 2 IS4s, an E3, a 215B, a Force, a 268 and potentially a T22 medium. Kevin really wants the attention. I have replied, but there's just... Death Machine commenting on my way of saying yay gay. It should technically be J gay, I think. JG? For some reason I've always called it the yay gay, and I've always seen other people call it that as well. I don't know. But I'll stick to it. We have a little less than 2 minutes left to go before we go into this best of 9 that determines who is going to face Rain tomorrow in the grand finals. And we'll decide potentially who is going to Minsk next for the NA server. That we will know tomorrow. But tonight, we're just going to see who is going through to the grand finals. So let's have a look. Less than 1.5 minutes left to go now. Both the teams are completely ready. The only thing that is not ready is the game itself. If you want to get free stuff, you have to watch through the portal. Basically, what you get through the portal will be handed to your account anywhere between 15 minutes and several hours. So if after this you don't get the prizes immediately, just be very, very patient. And if you still haven't gotten it in the morning, then by all means start messaging people with "I didn't get any crates," but until then, please be patient. Less than a minute left to go now, and everyone is ready. I like seeing those mice. They can do very epic things on this map. But it does literally make your team a lot slower, so that is a little bit of a risk. At the same time, this map is quite small and anything can happen. Basically, you can't really run away. So let's see, 15 seconds left to go before we go into this first match of this best of 9 on the first match on Fort Despair. Just making sure real quick that there is no map for you on the screen. The countdown clock has begun. We are getting ready to go into the match. And here we go. Let's see what happens. If you have been watching from the beginning, you should have 2 containers, nearly 3 at this stage. I wasn't really meaning to stat shame the SU, by the way. It was more like to prove a point. Because generally people like that are just very rude. Primal, a bit of every color. The mice going towards base B. The rest of Primal heading towards base A. With Tanner potentially going into the middle. Even Steven using the bush. Tanner taking up my favorite spot in the map. Especially on this side, I absolutely adore it. And you can just spot people crossing over on both sides. He takes a shot but does no damage for it. And he's just holding. He doesn't need to do anything else. He mainly is there to spot anyone trying to get base B. And we see the mice holding but not really making a move. They don't really know where the rest of the enemy team is yet. So Primal is a little bit careful. Ghost has been spotted. They are shooting into places far, far away. But no damage has been done yet. Base B now being capped. The mice moving in. And we see Fat Eat doing some damage to the mice. Base C is being capped. I'm going to take you around here so that we can get behind the mice and see what is going on. Ooh, Fat Eat now taking some damage. Both teams have a base, but Purple has a bit of a point advantage. But we have Primo steadily pushing in a little bit, rotating forwards. And Teddy is in a position where you don't really want to be. We see a blind shot happening by Cora into base C, but there's no one there. The mice pushing in, using their armor, but they might lose a lot of HP for this. Teddy being focused, Snowfox holding. Enzyme taking some damage. Snowfox losing massive damage here. But so does the E3. He pulls back. Teddy is gone. And now Captain Harlock is next. Together with Fat Eat. Snowfox go first, so there goes Fat Eat. And now we have an IS-4 facing an E3. And there goes Harlock, and it's now 6 versus 4. And those two guns are going to be massive difference. E3 being basically trolled into peeking out. And it's doing a ton of damage to him. He does get shot by the Foch. But now it is 5 guns versus 3. And even though they're looking quite good HP wise. Oof, Reich almost gone. But he might get away with it if he's blocked a little bit. And if his teammate doesn't block him. Even Steven getting shot from behind by Tiger Cub. But basically Space Dog has no chance here. There he goes. And Tiger Cub is moving in, bouncing on Reich. While we have the 268 facing off against the 268. So we're going, it's actually not 268, sorry, IS-4. Tiger Cub almost gone. And there he goes. And now only Tanner is facing off. And he does get destroyed by titanium. This reminds me of the song, Shoot Me Down But I Won't Fall, I'm Titanium. But with 4 people from Primal steadily moving in, he is going to up against Reich, who is the lowest HP. And he might be able to kill him. He does, even though you saw Reich wiggle a little bit, but he gets destroyed right on after by even Steven. And the first match is for Primal. No, you can get containers if you're on the NA server. That's literally the only one that you can get containers for in this stream. So let's see what have we got. We are getting ready for the second match on Fort Despair, the second match of this best of 9. The team that reaches 5 victories first is the one that is going to take it home. And we have Primal changing their lineup a little bit. And Purple doing the same thing. Purple now completely ready with 2 Foches, a 113, 2 215Bs, an STB and a T22 medium. We have seen this lineup before. And they're going to go up against an IS-7, potentially 2 215Bs, a Batchet, a Mouse, a T22 and an E5. So let's see what happens. In the meantime, I see DJ, a wild DJ has appeared in the chat. Hello. If you want any bonus codes, be sure to check out my giveaway video that I launched on Friday. It is going until October 12th, so you have time to enter. Make sure to watch it for the conditions and what you need to do for it. And that is basically it. We have 30 seconds left before we go into the second match. But yes, I have a very, very big giveaway with... let's see, it is 51 tanks and 3 weeks of Prem, and 50 of the 51 tanks come with 500 gold and a week of Prem each. So it's definitely worth entering, just a shameless plug for myself there. So subscribe my channel, comment on the video, and that's like the video, and that's basically all you need to do to enter. So let's see. EN Gamer, you can actually use the codes on the site rather than in-game, just so you know. Feel free to contact me on Discord, I'll explain how that works. So here we go. Let's see what happens. T22 looking fancy as ever. I can't believe I aced it, honestly. And we have Premo focusing on the A and B side again. Purple doing the same thing. But Snowfox in the bad chat going for a very aggressive spot. Ooh! Ooh! Ow! 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 This is not working as intended. I know what they're trying to do, because it has been tried before. But Snowfox is not going to survive that. And that is one tank out very, very early in the game. And that is not the way you want it to happen. Purple almost all together in the middle, trying to cap that base B, getting away with it as well. Enzyme holding in the mouse, side scraping, Reich losing HP, Tanner losing HP, Teddy being steadily murdered. He is almost gone. We have the mouse moving in. He does take a big hit for it, but he will take out that Foch, no doubt. And now, where Purple started very strong, they are actually losing tanks faster than Premo is. Cora is almost gone though. This is the downside of the E5, if caught out like that. But it is 5 versus 4 already. The mouse is steadily moving in. Tenna is getting tracked. And the Foch is the preferred target, so that's the one that the mouse is aiming for. Enzyme not caring who he drives into. Ghost finishing him off. Fat Eat is almost gone. And then we have 2 tanks left. There goes Fat Eat, and now we only have Tiger Cup and Drunken left. Drunken driver, don't drink and drive, this is what happens. You get massacred for it. And there he goes. And the second match is for Primal with less than 2 minutes into the game. And with the bad chat being murdered as he was, I didn't really think that this would be the end result. But Snowfox made a worthy sacrifice and gave his team the victory. So that was quite the game, really. Very fast, very quick. And we are now getting ready for the third match of this matchup, and we're going to go to Port Bay for it. Port Bay looks like this, yeah, 3 bases, base A in the harbor, base B in the middle of a square, base C in the hill area. The hill area generally has a lot better positions in my opinion, but with team games it can be easier to focus on A and B. We have seen some epic actions in earlier seasons where people would start capping both and the enemy team only having the chance to reset one of them, which allowed teams to take the advantage. So I'm very curious to see how this will go. I'm quite expecting some heavy tanks holding at base B, and basically every base being spotted. So let's take away the map so that it won't be on your screen. And we have Primal has readied up in 2 215Bs, 2 Foshes, a T22 medium, an STB and an E5. Versus an E5 and AMX 30B. Don't see that very often. 2 215Bs, 2 Foshes and a Spaghetti. Absolutely loving the Spaghetti. Glad that it's seeing so much action. I have seen it perform really well, but that was mostly when there were 2 Spaghettis and they were murdering people together. Sort of like you do with the when driving 2 AMX 50Bs to clip people together. Only the Spaghetti manages to do more than that because it auto reloads rather than has a long clippy road. So here we go. Let's go into the third match. And after this, slowly the pressure will be on Purple to make a move if Primal wins this one. Because that last match did really not go as intended for Purple. They started off very nicely. Yes, they're very cute. So we see both teams heading towards base C, with the T22 and the STB heading towards the corner. AMX getting called out. Ooh, ow, ow, ow. Poor AMX, drunken, almost gone instantly. Having exactly 30 HP left. That is not the way to start a battle. And they could actually just extend a little bit to just take the gun out. Teddy also losing a ton of HP being where he is. Rijk is lost HP, even Steven as well. But this is just a bloodbath already, really. Fat Eat losing HP, that was a bounce on the front of the E5. There goes Teddy. And, ooh, that bounce though, that is a very lucky drunken AMX. But on the next reload he's not so lucky, and there he goes. And now it is 7 versus... well, okay, 7 versus... 6 versus 5. But overall, Primal has the HP advantage of about 1k. But now we have Space Dog moving in on Foch. Going to do some massive damage. And he actually bounced a little shot. Titanium almost gone at the back. Big hit into Rijk there. And Harlock is trying to protect the Foch. But it's not going to be enough. The Foch is definitely going. And now it is 6 versus 3. Rijk is almost gone. He is going to be destroyed. Even Steven as well. But it is 4 versus 2. And they are focusing on Captain Harlock. And Tanner might be in trouble. But Captain Harlock is almost gone. Tanner is still alive, don't ask how. And now it's just Tiger Cup. facing off against 4. He does take out Tenor. But with the next reload, Tiger Cup is going to be gone. And there we go. Just over 2 minutes, but again, a very, very quick match. So that is Primal up for 3 victories in a row now, and they need to get to 5 to go to the grand finals. But those are very, very quick games. Oh, I love you're now at the point where the bench had just, I think, YOLO'd. Not sure, but we'll see. And we have Primal that has readied up for the second match on Port Bay, the 4th match of this best of 9 in 2 215Bs, an IS4, 2 T22 mediums, an E5 and an E3. And we have Purple readied up in 2 IS4s, 2 215Bs, 2 Batchets and a Fosh. So that is a very interesting lineup. Very curious to see what happens there. Regarding the giveaway, yes, but definitely watch the video, the giveaway video that is, and just for all the instructions what you need to do. That is it. So 44 seconds before we go into the 4th match. Yes, you are at the point where Purple just got murdered. The games are so fast though. And I think that's because Purple, it has the unlucky problem of getting somewhere and just getting massacred for it. I'm taking a bit of a drink because all this talking is making my throat dry. Okay, so I know the 4th crate timer has just started. So in just over half an hour, well, minus 5 minutes because there's a 5-minute delay, all the crates should be handed out. So that means that I have about half an hour left to go, and let's see. There we go. Into the 4th battle of this best of 9. I do hope the games last a little bit longer though, so because I still have half an hour left to go. Cora saying where he expects them to go. And he's not wrong. That is exactly where Purple is going. Cora must be psychic. Or they might have trained before, that is also of course a possibility. Primal moving towards A, but holding. Not moving in, just waiting. All of them at the back here. With Cora in the E3 taking a position. A is being kept. Teddy has been spotted. Oh, poor Teddy. Oh my god. Tanner losing a lot of HP as well, though. Teddy losing a bit more. Tiger Cup protecting him, but driving out in the open for it. And that could be very dangerous here, because he's steadily losing HP as well. Ghost losing HP. Tiger Cup almost gone. Teddy not looking too healthy either. There goes Tiger Cup. And we have the Batchat moving in. And there goes Teddy. And it is a massacre already. HP has been lost all around. But Purple is now getting together. But Primal has already taken out 3 guns. We have... Sorry about that. There he is. The Fosh and the 215B. Space Dog just got absolutely obliterated. Barely alive. The Fosh being murdered by the T-22s that are getting in each other's way. Ghost might pay the price for it. No, Snowfox take the hit for him. It is 7 versus 4. They might pull off a 7-0 here. If Reich survives. But he does not. And Tanner does not either. But there goes Harlock, and now it's only Fat Eat. And he is not getting rammed to death. The ram kill was denied by Ghost. It's actually no, he shot him before he rammed him. So it's his own fault. And now the pressure is definitely on. Purple will have to win the next 5 matches in order to go to the grand finals, and Primal has to only win 1. Again, very quick games overall. We've had 28 minutes. That includes 6-minute waiting time in 18 minutes. So that's 12 minutes for 4 games. That is ridiculously fast. That is amazing though. Kaiser, regarding the coins that you can earn. Oh, we are actually going to Middleburg, so let me do that first. You will be able to get coins through missions as well. So with that, if you have watched all the streams, you should be able to get the tank for free. Base A and B in the city, base C in the hills. Generally, you have to dominate 2 bases, but we see most of the action happening around base C. Overall, the positioning there is better, and it has led to very interesting games. So I'm eager to see what happens here. So let's take away the map so it's not blocking your screen. I'm just checking OBS to make sure that it is really not there. And we have purple ready in an STB, a 215B, a Batchat, 2 Forces, an E5 and a T22 medium. And we have Primal readied up in a T22 medium, 2 Forces, an IS4 and 2 E5s and an STB. With 30 seconds left to go for this potential crucial map, Primal is 1 victory away from the grand finals, and purple is 5 victories away from the grand finals. That seems very far to go. So here we go. In 10 seconds we are going into the 5th match of this best of 9. Potentially decisive match. And here we go. And let's see what happens. I'm a bit, well, flabbergasted not the word for it, I think, because that's going too far, but I'm surprised at how fast these games have gone. Just the fact that they're very... Thank you. That was Friday, but I still very much appreciate it. It was really sweet. Because the thing is, the goal was that I was if I was to get to... Oh, thank you! If I was to get to 5k before my birthday, I would have this giant giveaway. And I did reach that, so I launched the giveaway on my birthday. So we have Primal spotting people, Space Dog taking a little bit of damage, Ghost capping and potentially getting away with it too. And he does. And we see that Ghost Ranger is actually going to come up. Teddy moving in, Ghost taking damage. The Batchat trying to cap. This is like... Purple is pushing. Purple is making a push, an early push. Space Dog losing a ton of HP doing that. But he is a force if he gets both shots in, but he actually bounces the first one on Reich. Base C has been stolen, but overall HP is being lost all around. Purple making an aggressive push. Reich almost gone. He's not going to survive another reload. There he goes. But Space Dog is also gone now. Enzyme in potential trouble. Teddy taking a big hit. Tanner arriving at the back. The T-22's going after. The Batchat almost gone. Almost dead, but then there he goes. And it is 6 versus 5. Primal, it is 5 versus 5. 5. I can just, keep calling numbers, but yeah. They are in a tricky situation. Drunken taking a lot of damage here. Almost gone. Titanium getting murdered. The push not quite going as intended. It is 5 versus 3. Teddy not looking too healthy. He is the preferred target, so they're waiting until they can shoot him. There he goes. And now it is Fat Eat that is next in line. Titanium more or less ignored for now. But now he's getting forced by Even Steven. And there goes Fat Eat. As the rest piles onto Titanium. And there he goes. And Primal is through to the grand finals. In very, very quick matches. 2.5 minutes. Honestly, guys. So fast. All of the games. And Purple wanting to do the push, but not really committing to it. And that allowing Primal to just get back together. To actually make a pincer movement even. Wow. Such fast games, honestly. But that means that tomorrow we have a grand finals of Rain versus Primo. Now it's actually updated like this, but they're actually facing Primo. So that is going to be epic to watch for sure. The crate streams tomorrow will be on the EU server, on the official channel, but on Asia and NA, they will be Brian streams. I will be streaming them as well, and I definitely hope to see you all there. We still have about 50 minutes left to go before everyone has had their crates, so I'm just going to be showing you some replays, even though they might be old, even though you might have seen them. That is not my problem, that is your own. So let's see, what have I got to potentially show you? Trying to find something fun for you to see that you might not have seen as much yet. I have showed you this before. I'm going to show it to you again. Nice little replay from Cora in the STB. Loving the definitely rigged comments. But yeah, those matches were definitely so fast. Primo definitely showing their dominance of the whole clan wars scene. It is not for nothing that they have been consecutively to every offline NA has been to. That is saying a lot. So keep that in mind. Grill being spotted there. But you can't really do damage with him behind the rock. But if you 183 pushing up, and that gives Cora a nice little free shot. I know I've shown this before, but it's a fun game. Bit of a cheeky shot into the T-54 there. But yeah, I saw something early in the chat that I wanted to respond to. Let's see. Thing is though, I have a feeling that with teams knowing each other's moves, that has mainly to do with just people being able to read what the other team is doing based on the lineups, because they've been training together so much. That is the tricky thing about this. Because the clan wars scene in NA seems to be relatively small, so you are very likely to train against the people that you're later on fighting to get to the next stages for. Nice little grill shot there. STB is one of my favorite tanks for sure. Absolutely adore it. Love the gun depression. Love the little bit of turret armor, allowing it to peek-a-boom so effectively. Cora turning around. He does get some damage into that without paying for it. IS-7 moving in now. And at some point he will likely have to take a shot for it. But he actually bounces that, which is very nice. T-54 is coming up behind. So he can now either deal with the IS-7 in front of him or the T-54 behind him. He just has to be careful. But he peeks up a little bit too much. And he does take a hit for that. But we are 3.6k damage in. So now I just need to... I basically have to just fill the time now for you to get that last crate. Which should be in about 15 minutes, thereabout. From now on, so 10 when you actually hear this. But yeah, like I said, I'm definitely going to make sure that if you have started from the beginning, you will get all the crates. Because that is only fair. World of Lightning works. There's a reason that Primal always saying, I am speed. This is it, really. It's very fitting. We have a grill peeking up and over, but putting back. So the grill gets another shot of HE to the bum. 4.7k damage into it. VK now arriving. Bouncing a little shot there. And now he has to help his teammate with dealing with the VK. Because the VK here is one of the biggest threats. Oof, that grill though. There he goes. And now he's just the grill and the 1A3. He is using the T30 as cover. But the T30 is gone in one shot. And now he is alone. Versus two pretty healthy TDs. I still love this. I love someone cussing with the word baloney. But that is just like, yes, people. I need more people like that in my life. Oh, thank you, Bush. That is really sweet. Birthday is also funny. Grill now making an appearance, taking a bit of a damage there. Right, Pill Horse still needs 18 minutes, that's good to know. Aww, dwarf. Now he has to be careful. He does bounce that shot and that makes all the difference. He just has to make sure this shot spends. But he shoots the ground! And he just has to be very careful. And you can see barely the grill, but he takes it. And we are 6.2k damage into it. But where did that DS go? So let's see what happens. Yeah, at some point I have to draw the line with how long I stream. Oh, and he misses. And that makes all the difference. Allowing him to just go straight on in because there is no way that the DS will have another chance to shoot him. And he takes it home for 7,393 damage. I still love this game. It's one of the most smooth games on the STB that I have seen. It's just absolutely lovely. Let's see. Ian just asked, can I have an opinion T62A or Object 140? Let's actually go look at them. Why don't I have this tank? Because I'm looking at the wrong nation. This is what happens when it's very late and I'm tired. This is what I wanted. I haven't driven it on this account, but for me, these tanks, they're very similar. It kind of depends on what you want. I always feel that Object 140 is a bit more of a brawler than the T62A. I feel the T62A is a bit more sneaky and a bit more meant as flanker and sniper. Well, not sniper because that is too related to camping, but more like peekabooming. Whereas the 140 seems to be more built for the brawl stage. So let's actually take a look. Yeah, it's just... Shut up. Let's go for the gun. I want the details. This is what I generally look at for any tank that I drive. And that is all about the pen. Because you have aiming time, that's all fine. You can adjust that a little bit with equipment and all of that. But... we have 240 AP, we have 290 heat. That's something to remember. And when we go to the T62A, we go to the gun. And we see that the heat pen on the T62A is higher than that on the Object 140. And for me, that makes a massive difference. Because even if your reload time would be potentially lower, because it's 5.9 here, and it is 5.9 here as well, but that means that the T62A has better pen. So it is less likely to bounce shots. You need to peek out less in order to make your shots count. And especially when you start adding to that with the equipment, with the calibrated shells, or this one, or that one. All this kind of stuff makes your tank get better. And especially also if you have crew skills. Like, this is the press account, so obviously it's like this. And you see how much I've actually played. But yeah, crew skills make a massive difference as well. And all of it helps together. Helps make the tank better. So, basically, that is, in my opinion, right now, I would use the T62A based on the gun stats and the fact that it kind of fits my playstyle a little bit better right now. But the 140 is a brawler. In the end, I would definitely get both, because it is worth having both, because they're very similar, but they're different. Oh my god. Kaiser, I really appreciate that, and it's really sweet of you. But still, that is very late. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to manage that. Also, because I can't actually have coffee, because I'm a little bit allergic to caffeine. So that generally I avoid that. But yeah, that is the choices that we have. This is literally bribing, though. So let's see, what else have I got for you. I'm actually going to show you another replay to fill your time a little bit. Let's see, what can I show you? You've pretty much seen all of them. I have a game in the waffle. I don't remember it. My memory is absolute crap right now, so it could be fun. I love the name, though. So let's see what happens. Waffle, definitely interesting tank. I have a love-hate relationship with it. The thing is that for some reason I perform quite nicely in the grill, but the waffle and I just don't get along. So let's see what happens here. Overall, by all means, ask me questions. I mean, we still have about 50 minutes left to go, so yeah. It is... I like answering questions like that. It's mainly based on personal preference, of course. But in my opinion, the T62 is slightly better than the 140. But as a brawler, I would still choose the 140. So let's see. He's going to cap this base. Potentially get a nice shot into the Super Pershing. Super Pershing is like, ooh, look, a juicy waffle. And the waffle is, ooh, look, a juicy Super Pershing. So now he's capped the base. And Goda just took out that Super Pershing. We have the Batchat at the back. Oh, lovely little shot there. Very cheeky. Banger just actually made a nice call. If you apparently scroll back in the stream a little bit, it still counts. Batchat now behind, well, the AP that is, behind the building. Overall, he does have a base, and he is already 1600 damage in, so... E50, ooh, 75, there you go. Nice little hit into that. 2233 damage at this stage. So let's see what happens. We have a waffle that is moving away. Waffle's such a juicy target, especially for another waffle. And 1072 damage. The funny thing is, I'm not a fan of derp, but I love when someone makes a derp shot, because it's so funny. Just like I had a game in DS, and I know for sure that I've shown you that, where you see a DS doing nearly 6k damage with 6 shots. It's just amazing. So our waffle, still full health, but it's a waffle so it can be destroyed quite quickly. But it's 6 versus 2 for that team, so they're very likely to just be winning this. But that's the thing though, you can't have a very OP tank. Barbatos just said, I can't stand the gun depression on these Russian mediums. But that is their weakness. They have to lose at something. Because that is mainly the thing. As for the RU 251, that's actually going to be the next replay I show you then. Because it is amazing. I absolutely love it. It's one of the tanks that I struggled with a lot in the beginning. But I just absolutely love it now. Big hit into the 704 there. And we have ATD flanking ATD. He's not going to be able to finish him off, most likely. Let's see. This is a lovely part where I just don't know what happened anymore. Well, we are 6k damage in. The 704 that was just at the back camping pretty much the whole match is complaining. But yeah. 1488 base XP. RU is a very exceptional tank. It is hard to get used to. It was my first high tier light tank. It was basically the first high tier light tank at all. But it is a very tricky tank to learn, and once you've gotten used to the playstyle that you need for it, then it's definitely worth it. So you definitely don't give up on the RU. Definitely try for it. I actually do have a replay in it, just needs to find out where I put it. That is one. I thought I had another. There you go. I'm going to show you. It's on the same map as we were just at. So let's show you how the RU can work. But yeah, it takes some getting used to, because basically you have to realize that everything that you meet can shoot you, and pretty much everything that you meet can HE you. So do more damage with normal shots than otherwise. In the meantime, Kaiser, let it go, both of you, because Dwarf is only looking out for me. A little bounce on the lightweight. He is still trying to cap though. So he does a little bit of HE damage and resets him after all. That's the thing with HE, that is why tournament players carry it. That's why you see some very low damage shots at times. AMX giving him the evil eye. But right now he kind of needs to not be where he is. He needs to peek on over a little bit. He needs to see where that lightweight went. He's actually going to the other side, getting a nice little bit of damage into the AMX there. This is the way that the RU is the most fun to drive. By now he has a KV5 behind him, and he will need to focus on that. And in the water it is actually harder to circle someone because the terrain resistance is different and you're actually slower. So that is something to always keep in mind. I first made my account on July 14th, 2014. And there we go. The WZ111 not happy at this time. The lightweight crossing on over at the back. It is 6 versus 4. KV5 that was going completely YOLO is accusing our guy from being a bot. Base A being stolen at this time. They need to be careful. That was a bouncy bounce. And he needs to be careful. The AMX is really interested in him. But there goes the lightweight. And it means that they keep the point advantage. The WZ. This is again one of those examples that I can bet that he's around 46%. With the way that he's talking. And that kind of is bad. But for some reason it's the people that do the least that generally have the biggest mouths. So we have the lower that is moving in. The AMX taking a shot. AMX, there he goes. I was just gonna say he needs to die for this to work. The WZ moving in. But RRU is going after the lower. And again, the very charming WZ. I actually like that he can HE the side of the lower. I did not know that. But that makes him quite evil. He does take a shot for that though. The panda map is Dynasty Sprawl. We have the 1-1-1 moving in, bouncing on his butt. And the RU decides to not want to be there. Alright, Appeal Horse, you're very welcome. I'm happy to be able to do this, to be fair. But it is not always... Oh my god, 1 HP, are you kidding me? It is not always easy, mainly because of the fact that it's just... It is very, very time consuming at this stage. With 3 servers, big finals, you want to stream all, you want to give... I want to see it, but I also want to give the community what I can. And in this case, it's just costing a lot of time and energy. But yeah, here we go. Su now being circled effectively. We are nearly 4k damage in. And there he goes. 4k damage, 3 kills. Potentially some spotting damage. Baby Sniper actually able to say something polite as well. 1317 basic speed. This is the RU as intended. But to be fair, it is driven by a pretty OP player, so keep that in mind. You don't get 5k rating. Oh my god. The Amanda thing is a running gag, but before anyone takes it too seriously, it is not my name. So yeah, let's see where we are at. We are almost there. So let's see. What else have I got for you? But yeah, are you definitely going for it? Someone just asked 128 or 155. I have no idea what he's talking about. Potentially the Fosh line, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Frenchie. I don't know who the 128 is though. Maybe he means the 268? I don't know. If I have to choose between the Fosh and the 268, I would definitely be in favor of the 268. Well, the Fosh is completely OP now, so right now it would probably be the Fosh. But overall, the 268 fits my playstyle so much better. But yeah, with the RU, definitely go for it, but just realize that is not an easy tank. You need to get used to it. At some point, it will click in your mind. You'll be like, this is how I should drive it. Because the thing is, when I got the RU, I was driving it, and I mainly drive tanks to grind them, but also to ace them. And I was just not getting it. And at some point, something clicked, and I got 3 first classes in a row, followed by 3 aces in the same day. So then I was like, okay, now I kind of understand the tank. So let's see. What else have I got for you? I have another RU game, so let me show you that one as well. Where is it? Once upon a time, a long time ago, I got an RU game, and I can't find it in the list of replays that I have. Because why would I? There we go. Let's see what happens. Again, like I said, RU. I'm mainly showing this off because of the question about the RU. RU, not an easy tank, but it is lovely once you get that little knack for it. So let's see what happens and what they do here. And then I'm very likely going to be calling it a night, because then I will be past 5 AM. And I'm tired and I need to stream at 1 PM. So let's see what it is. This is a lovely camo. It does look good on it. Kind of fits the speed as well. Kind of fits Primal's games. Primal is speed. As for recording, I use the in-app, operating system, recording system from iOS itself. It works quite well for me. But you can also just use any video recorder if you're on Android. There's a bunch of them. I don't actually know which is the best. Ooh, oof, he misses! That is a very important shot to miss. Because these tanks can pack such a wallop. And the T-49 is attempting to run away. But he's lost quite a bit of health for doing no damage. And now we have the Dracula that is going to go YOLO. I like this. Teams are very fun when they go YOLO. Because it basically means free damage because they're running around pretty uncoordinated. And now the RU is getting the heck out of there. Even though he's basically leaving his teammate to die. But he's just surviving at this stage. So he is trying to get the shots in. I like it when someone is not taking it too seriously but just having fun with it. T-25 too. Losing a bit of HP there. This is basically the one you... Yes. Her? Are you a her? Okay. I like it when people want to rush. Because if they call for a rush, they actually make it easier. Nice little tracking shot. That is vital when trying to circle a TD. Unless you're certain you can get behind them easily. Tiger 2 arriving to help. Nice little big hit into the bum. But again, this is basically how you drive the RU. You have to change position a lot. You have to make it work. And you have to try and avoid getting shot. Tiger 2 for a nice juicy target right now. And there he goes. And now there's only one tank left. And there you are. You still has a lot of HP left. He doesn't even need to do this. He can take the hits. Especially when people HE you for only that little damage. And the T-Type 59 is not going to survive this. He's not giving up. He's trying. But there he goes. 4 kills in, 4k damage. Very cheeky game. There you go. Right Spill Horse has it. So is Rich W. John, I'm glad you got so many crates. So many accounts. 1351 base XP. 1k spotting damage. Basically, this is what I mean. With the RU, you drive it, you relocate when you have when you need to, and you just avoid being the primary target, because that is mainly the thing. If you are a primary target in this tank, you're doing it wrong, because you will get shot, you will get murdered for it instantly. Oh, that's how it happened. I became Amanda because of autocorrect. My real name is something quite different. It is a French name, even though I'm Dutch, and it's spelled very differently. It's not Amanda. But I still find it funny. It's gonna be a running gag now. So let's see. We are at 5:02. Oh, thank you. Multiclan just said thank you for the stream, Salmon. Love the constant laughs. Keep it up, and please continue to be the greatest streamer out there. That means a lot. Thank you so much. But yeah, to make a shameless plug for myself, sub my channel, look at my giveaway video if you want a chance to get a free tank, and follow the instructions in it to potentially get one. Let's see, how much do we have left to go? About 8 minutes left, according to the guy that bought me a cup of coffee. My real name, by the way, is Jodelnay. Like I said, it is French. The short version is Joe. If you want to know how it is written, I have that on my Discord server in the Q&A. by all means, join the Discord server. I have a link in the description of the video on YouTube. You're very welcome. Just know that I assign all the roles manually, so once I go to sleep, you will have to be a little bit patient. So let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to be streaming for another 24 minutes. That is not going to work. But let's see if I can, what I can do. Let's see. I still have a few minutes left to go before I hit Kaiser's crate. But that is literally going to be it. So in 7 minutes, that means with the 5-minute delay, it's only 2 minutes more, and then I can finally go to sleep. Thing is, I am loving this. I love the tournament gameplay. I love the cheeky little community that is surrounding it. But I am really sleep deprived, and this is something that I'm definitely going to be giving wargaming feedback about, because I love streaming. I want to be able to stream all of it. But with so many games in so little time, it's just costing too much. Amunet, by the way, to explain to you why, how I got this name, is an Egyptian goddess. She is the goddess of the north wind, breathing in life, knowledge and wisdom. And when I ran across it, when I had to get a different online name, mainly because my ex was stalking me online and doing all kinds of nasty things, I was just trying to find a new name, and I came across this and I found it inspiring. So I took that, and I basically added the 85 because amanet@gmail.com was already taken. So I had to add something. So then I decided to add my birth year. So that is a useless fact that you probably don't care about that, but that is how I got this name and what the name stands for. And the reason that I have press accounts that say Camonet is partly because it's the C from contributor, and partly because my old clan that I was in used to joke and call me Camonet, as in the camo net. So that's basically something. So let's see. I think people will have gotten their crates now. We are at 5. I'm just going to wait for it to get 1 more minute, and then I'm going to end the stream, and you have 5-minute delay to get that last bit. But yeah, definitely hoping to get this gold thingy on my main account. That would definitely be something I would be buying, because that is definitely worth it. But I have a feeling that it's mainly dropping into accounts that have the that have not really bought much, and that would not include my main account, really. Watch the giveaway video for sure if you want to win things. Just going to post that in the chat as well. I'm really just filling some time right now. But yeah, just make realize that with the crates, they will only drop after I finish the stream, and they will take anything from 15 minutes to a couple of hours. So give it some time. Please be patient. And if you wake up in the morning and you still haven't got anything, then by all means start messaging that you didn't get anything. So we are now 2 hours and 20 minutes in. I think I've given everyone plenty of time. I'm going to end the stream. There will still be a 5-minute delay, so you still have a little bit of time. But that is it for me tonight. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your patience with me and my sorry for my derp moments. Thank you for the lovely gameplay that we had from the teams that we saw. And I'll be seeing you guys later on in 8 hours thereabouts for the Asia Grand Finals. So have a good night everyone, and I'll see you then. Bye bye!